Okay, we're back with more on our WUSA 9 special on DC's crack kingpin, Rayful Edmond. He's petitioned the courts, and the federal prosecutors are behind him. They want him resentenced to time served. Brian, I want to start with you. For people who don't know your story, this is a Rhodes Scholar here. He's on his way to Oxford to study. I got to ask you this, though. You've also done prison time. Tell people about that briefly.
Absolutely. I was in college in 2002 when I was wrongfully accused, ultimately wrongfully convicted of a homicide. I was sentenced to life in prison with no possibility of parole, and through fate and a lot of praying, I was able to get a team of lawyers to represent me, and my case was overturned and I was able to come back home.
Okay, so no record now. Case overturned. You're good.
So the case was overturned, but I still have a criminal record which I've had to deal with, and that's kind of driven what I've done professionally since then.
Yeah. Let me ask you both this question. What about those people who say, okay, Rayful Edmond has been in for 30 years. He wasn't charged with, wasn't convicted of murder. Okay, he's a big-time drug dealer. Okay, a lot of other big-time drug dealers have been released, but it's Rayful Edmond. He's in witness protection now. Would he need witness protection if the judge decided to let him go?
So I think if Rayful was to come home, he definitely, because he's in witness protection, wouldn't come home to Washington, D.C. But I think that in terms of evaluating whether or not he's given relief, it's worth it to consider the value that we as a society place on the help that he's given to the authorities. But beyond that, and far more important than that, is what he and others have done to help people never to go to prison, and who are in prison never to come back.
Sharon, I know from talking to a lot of people that were associated with Rayful Edmond, very close to him, they are back and they're mainstreamed and they're doing okay and don't want to be bothered. Right. A lot of them did not want to be quoted by name in this. Would you be concerned for Rayful Edmond's safety?
I will totally be concerned, and I did mention that to you prior, Bruce. I would be concerned for his safety for a couple of reasons. One, he has helped the prosecution. He has potentially put others in jail, and
he's a snitch.
He's considered a snitch, and I think that, like what you're saying, he would not be able to come back to D.C. He would have to go somewhere, probably even get some kind of facial distortion, because everybody knows his pictures.
Quick question: criminal justice reform. Did it mean for Rayful Edmond, to benefit from criminal justice reform that's gotten bipartisan support here, get the non-violent offenders out?
So I think it's far beyond Rayful. I think that, just to my point earlier, it's about people like his co-defendant, Tony Lewis Sr., who's done tremendous work to help people that are in prison never to come back, and even kids that are coming up in these neighborhoods not to go to prison. It's about the idea of giving people a second chance. The mayor always says that D.C. is a second, third, and fourth chance city.
Okay. Sharon Wise, Brian Ferguson, thank you both very much.
I'm
back with some final thoughts right after this.